Hey, it's Montana. This is take 2 of this voiceover. I have way more interruptions living with 3 people than I ever did living with 4 in my apartment. So, this is take 2. Hopefully you can't really hear them, but there are other people in the house. They're leaving momentarily. It's fine. So this is for a quarantine challenge that I saw on Tumblr this morning. It's made by a simmer who has a YouTube channel, so I'll put her YouTube channel in the description. I don't remember her username right now, but I will put her channel in the description. You can go check it out, and the rules are on her Tumblr. So you can go look, I'll have it down there so you can look that up too. The rules of the quarantine challenge are that obviously your sim has to stay inside. They can't leave to go to work. They can't leave to do anything. They can't even go out on the porch, so I didn't put a porch on this build. Sorry, I zoned out. Like I said, I recorded this already. What I wanted to do was, also they can't have people over until the relationship is really high. And basically, my intention here was to test and see if the tiny home buffs to relationship apply if you're building the relationship off-site, like if you were building the relationship over the phone or with a pen pal, whatever. Which I assume they don't, but I figure there's no bad time to check while everybody's in quarantine, so that's what my plan was here. So it's a tiny home, and also I've never built a tiny home with a basement before. So I'm putting a basement on this tiny home, and it's just a cute little girly house, and most of the windows that I just put in will get deleted because I was very tight on funds by the end of this. I tend to decorate a lot, and there's only so much that you can substitute debug items for, so I was running out of money. But this is still a starter build. And it should be fine. The idea behind this particular sim that I'm playing, because I do want to play the quarantine challenge, this particular sim that I'm playing is going to be a freelance artist. I just had the cast generator story mode give me a sim, and she's a painter, so I figured I'd be a freelance artist. I knew I had to be some sort of work from home career because we are definitely going to need money. I finished this build with $0. I really went overboard. That bathroom doesn't have, that's the only bathroom, and it doesn't have a bathtub. So if you wanted a bathtub, either you could get rid of the sink and just use the sink in the kitchen, or you could shift the toilet over so that it kind of fits under the sink a little bit. I know that is relatively functional in tiny home builds, but you'd have to sit there and shift it and play test it. So it'd be up to you if you were willing to commit to that. Also, you could just turn the bathtub so that the way the Sims get in isn't the way the toilet. Anyway, there are lots of ways around that, but I prefer showers, and I wasn't happy with any of the shower tub combinations. So yeah, it's just a little blue bathroom. I put a fireplace in because I knew I wanted this to be a living area, but I didn't want to just fill the space with randomness. So there's a fireplace, and I do put in a dining table. Yes, right about now. Because I never put dining spaces in my tiny homes, and I'm trying it. So if it's too cramped and I hate it, I'll just go back to not having dining spaces in my tiny homes. But again, this felt like as good a time as any to experiment with some things that I don't usually do in my builds. This basement space is her bedroom, and I don't intend, you're allowed in the quarantine challenge to have a relationship and have children. I don't intend to do that. I fully intend to just have this one sim live out her life in here. She'll probably have friends. Maybe she'll get a roommate eventually, so I can put 2 beds down here and set up some dividers. But right now that basement is just a single bed and studio space. Because she is a painter, so I left her some studio space. I never used this adorable tiny living shelf, so I did. And again, it is cheaper to decorate with shelves and debug items than it is to try and find debug wall hangings, because they don't exist. Debug wall hangings don't exist, and they should. That is my formal request from the Sims team. Give me some debug wall hangings. I'm dying over here. There we go. I really like that bucket. I put that bucket under like every sink. I don't know why I do that. I like that bucket. It's a good bucket. Yeah, I got the bathroom essentials in here. Good times. It's a pretty cute little bathroom for what it is. I almost never use these rugs, but the color combo fit the couch so well that I kind of had to. And sorry for the cheesy cockeyed carpet. I just wanted it to take up more floor space. I never used those laundry day carpets either. I always use the laundry day wicker rugs, but the colorful carpets I don't use. So that was a fun thing to start doing. Around this time is when I realized that I had used all my money, and I did not have enough to put clapboard on the outside of the house, because of course I didn't think about that. I'm an idiot. So this is when I start selling windows to make money to put clapboard on the house. This is the first time I sell windows in this build, but I do believe that I sell windows again, but I don't remember what I wanted to buy. Oh, I think it was for the planters, the window planters. We'll see. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And now my traditional scroll through debug to decorate. I'm weirdly proud of this hedge setup. I started this in springtime. I should have started it in summer so I didn't have to think about color matching plants. I could have just done whatever. This is a new game for me because I was running out of space in the world that I was making builds in. So I just started this game and I put it in spring. I should have put it in summer because it's gonna piss me off for everything I build in this world, but it's fine. We'll get over it. I always use those wildflowers, and I like to place willy-nilly some random stuff around. I really wanted this spatula in the corner of that island, and I just don't know why I cared so much, but I did. You know, debug, scrolling through debug, looking for decorations. Yeah, all the debug plants are responding to seasons, and I just don't want them to. So I was trying to find a planter that I could raise up and put in front of the front windows so that I wouldn't have to sell more windows to buy planters. But they were all responding to seasons, and I really didn't want that. So I ended up selling windows and paying for planters. I'm trying to remember what else I did. Oh, the flamingo, because I forgot the flamingo in my last build, and I was sad about it. The coffee pack was a weird choice. I do move it. I do move the coffee pack, because it's weird. I don't know why for a second I thought I wanted flour. Like, I'm going crazy in debug. I always try and put weird objects into spaces. Yeah, I moved the coffee, and I put, I always like to put those little clay sculptures down in tables as centerpieces because they aren't super big, so they don't take up your Sims eating space, but they are still decorative. And I just always want more things. I never feel like a space looks lived in if it's IKEA clean, you know? Fire extinguishers in every build. I just worry about my Sims. Not that the fire extinguishers do anything. but it's like stair railings. Technically, your sim doesn't need a stair railing, but you should put one down. Like, be respectful. It's it's the whole thing. I start like looking at large rocks at this point. It's entirely ridiculous. I think we're all going a little stir crazy and forgetting like what other people's houses look like. Like, I know what my house looks like, but this is somebody else's house. They must have eyeshadow palettes on their bedroom shelf. Like you do. Just chilling. I'm not sure what those packages are. I could have gone into Parenthood and gotten the paint tubes, but did I? No. I put weird cocaine packages on the shelf. Man, when there's a build that I'm going to play in, I tend to be less, like, realistic about it. So there's, like, weird objects that end up in the build. I'm not actually mad at this roofing. I fight with it a little bit for thumbnail purposes, but I'm not mad at it. I think this roofing could have turned out a lot worse. I wanted to put a window up there. That's never how it works. I end up putting the vent there, I think. The square vent that I keep shoehorning into builds. Yeah, that's just me checking the thumbnail. Realizing it still looks stupid, so just reverting it. Yes, I sell the last window to get the vent. And then I'm remembering now. I cheated some money in to buy those planters. Hear me out. It's still a starter. I just cheated in a little bit of money to buy planters. That's it. That's all I bought, I think. Oh, and the light. I was just making the outside livable. That's all. It looks fine. Don't worry about it. And then I buy a trash can, and then I have zero. Yeah, I have 0 simoleons at the end of this build. But I'm relatively happy with it. Before I started recording this video, I set my sim up in her little job, and it's fine, and it's gonna be fine. She's a freelance digital artist now. Because she's in isolation. Yeah, I don't really do Let's Plays, but now that there's weirdly a few people engaging with my channel, do you want Let's Plays? Is that something people would be interested in? It would be just audio. I wouldn't have any face cam. But these are my screenshots. You know the deal. Subscribe, like the video. If you have quarantine builds, link them to me on the gallery. I would be very interested in seeing your quarantine builds.